And so many people in your life have just said, oh, just suck it up. Or, oh, you need to be mentally tough. Like, that is so annoying. That is so annoying to me because...
That makes you have a panic attack.
That makes you have a panic attack.
When people say that to me, like, even now, I've been dealing with this for how long? And I feel like I would have figured it out by now if I could just suck it up.
No, do it. You have stories to tell. You played at a high level, ECNL level back in Michigan, and you have dealt with anxiety, depression a little bit, ADD, or is it ADHD?
Probably both.
Probably both. Dyslexia, right? But for the most part, like, I'm most interested in you telling your story about, like, the crippling panic attacks that you used to have, you know? And I don't want to give you a panic attack talking about it.
No, you're not. I just don't know what one you want me to tell. Because the one with the teacher wasn't a panic attack. That's what started it all.
But that's what started it all.
Okay. There was one in 6th grade, which wasn't bad, but pretty much the teacher just made fun of me in front of the whole class about my learning disability. And it did hurt me, but it wasn't bad. But
didn't he ask you to read in front
well,
of the
that
class?
that was the bad one, because it's happened like 2 times before the worst one.
Okay.
So it's usually substitutes that do this to me, and because of the 2 on the substitute paper in bold letters and highlighted, all the teachers made sure they said, "Don't let Melissa read in front of the class." And so I was in science class, and we opened up our textbooks, and I was the first person closest to him. And he was like, she. No, I couldn't even tell if it was he or she. I don't care about that person anymore. Said, read the first sentence. And I was like, no, like, I don't have to. And she was like, I'm just going to go with she. She was like, yeah, you do. And so my friend behind me started just reading it really loud to just, like, let it pass. But the teacher was like, no, I want her to read. I was like, it says that I don't have to, and she was like, yeah, you do, and I was like, well, I can't. And then she was like, read the title then, and I didn't know what the title said, and she was like, read it, and I said, I can't, I don't know how to read it. And she looked at me, and she was like, are you stupid, like, do you not know how to read? And everyone, like, was looking at me, and another kid, like, made a gesture to me that was very rude, so I ran out of the classroom crying. So that happened, and I think that's what started it all. And then my first anxiety attack after that was the last day of school, and we were all signing yearbooks, and I had one, and I didn't know what it was, and it was very bad.
Was the ambulance called? Was it that bad of one?
Yes. This was probably my worst one. The ambulance was called, and I remember sitting there, and then I got on the stretcher, and my fingers were like this because of how much I was hyperventilating, and that I didn't have any oxygen in me. Like, my whole body was tense, I could barely move. And I remember my little cousin coming in, and she was terrified when she saw me. It was probably the worst thing ever. And then I went in the ambulance and went to the hospital, and they gave me oxygen. So yeah.
But like, what? So, but then you would have them during soccer games, and you like passed out during a soccer game, right?
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And like, so what happens? Did you ever find out what like the trigger was?
Yeah.
That caused it? What was it?
When I know it's bad, but when coaches like would yell at me and call me out in front of everyone, because when that would happen, it would bring me back to when I got called out by the teacher. And then when that happened, either my chest would feel like an elephant's on it, or I'd feel like my neck was closing.
When did you quit ECNL? When did you quit playing? Was that 2 years ago?
It was
It was pre-COVID.
Going into junior year.
Going into junior year, so 2019.
Yeah.
And how did that decision come about? Was it because of the anxiety, or was it just because?
It was mostly mental health, but some of it was the coach. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just didn't like me, or if he didn't know if I was reliable or not because I'd having panic attacks during the games. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons
Like
why.
maybe he didn't trust you or something?
I just didn't think he thought I was reliable to be on the field because I could have had a panic attack at any moment on the field.
So, but you quit ECNL and you kept on playing high school soccer though,
Yes.
right? And any situations like that with
One,
okay, so no like panic attacks, no.
there was only one panic attack. I don't even know what that one was about, but no, high school was fun for me.
So it's fun.
UCNL
And was ECNL not as fun?
No, it wasn't fun at all for me. Besides like the team bonding.
When a panic attack happened, what actually went on? Because right now we're dealing with the Simone Biles stuff, and there's a lot of different stories about like maybe the medication she's on is banned and not allowed in Japan, and so she's off her meds and has the twisty. When you would feel a panic attack coming on, like what were the symptoms? How did you deal with it? Because doctors told you like different like breathing techniques and stuff like that, right? For people that don't know what it's like, could you explain like what it feels like? Other than the elephant on top of your chest
Yeah.
and stuff?
Before they would start, my head would be thinking about anything possible. Happy stuff, sad stuff, memories, movies, people, like it was just crazy. And like I just couldn't focus, my head would go crazy, and then I would feel my throat getting tight.
I mean, and you already have like the biggest heart in the world. Like if you saw an old man walking by, seriously, if she sees an old man walking by himself, like on a trail, she feels sad for him and wants to go like walk with him. Or if she sees like a dog with like a gimp, she wants to go like pet the dog, and that's the type of heart she already has.
Chicken heart.
And then when you add in the anxiety and the stress and just your head constantly thinking about everything that can happen, it's really easy to overwhelm yourself. And so many people in your life have just said, "Oh, just suck it up," or "Oh, you need to be mentally tough." Like that is so annoying. That is so annoying to me because
That makes you have a panic attack.
that
'Cause
makes
you're
you
like-
have a panic attack.
When people say that to me, like even now, I've been dealing with this for how long, and I feel like I would have figured it out by now if I could just suck it up.
No, dude, no shit. I thought I started it all. When so we would go to like Tigers games back home, and they had her family had a suite and season tickets, and I would like. This is back when you were like 9.
Yeah, I was really.
And like I picked her up and I acted like I was like throwing her over a like walkway, and
No,
she was
a
screamed.
bridge.
It was a bridge. It was a bridge. It was a
There was a road underneath.
It was a
us.
walkway in between the stadium and the parking structure, and I picked her up and just I was in the middle. I was just acting like and then she like freaked out, but it was not me. She just says it was not me. So like
I was like an old granny. I had a pill box with like 7 pills in it that I would take each morning and like 2 at night.
and what were you on?
I was on whatever like the common depressive medicine, anxiety medicine, and then medicine that are happy pills because the other medicine would bring me down, a bunch of stuff, and that was for however long I was on that was the worst time ever. Worst time ever. I felt like a blob.
So like, and there's a video of one of her panic attacks, of what she's going through, and she's allowing me to show this. You are?
If you want to, yeah.
You're very brave, but this is why I wanted to do this for so long, because
I wouldn't have done it back then.
you wouldn't have done it a year ago, probably 2
Yeah.
years ago. You wouldn't have. But
I just
like
think it's
now,
because I'm better now. I have
right?
school off my back right now and not playing sports, which I love sports, but not
Yeah.
club.
Right. And it's just you have a story
It's
to
my
tell.
experience,
Yeah, you have a story. Everybody has a story to tell, and you only can help others if you tell your story. If you hide it, if you hide your story, you can't really help people, because I have so many players that are going through the exact same thing as you, and people will be like, oh, well, she's just lazy, or she's
Yeah.
not committed, or she's not mentally tough. It's like, don't talk about people's situations that you have no idea what's going on.
And it, like, for me, what I would put myself through is I'd be like, oh, people have it so much worse than me. Like, I shouldn't be blah blah blah. But like, yeah, people have it worse than you, but like, it's still you, and like, you have to go through it.
Exactly. And then why are you here in New York?
For you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Running my social media for this week. She took how many pictures
Yep.
yesterday?
Yesterday was 207, something like that.
207 pictures, so we're gonna have content for a long time. And I coached Melissa's older sister, and she would come up and train when she was 9, and her sister was like 12.
Yeah.
She would come to my training sessions, and she'd like win all the fitness and stuff because she was like the hardest worker. She just wanted to like please everybody. She's a people pleaser. And then we both went to Varda the same year. Got to have your team just for a little bit until it was given to somebody else who was ridiculous, in my opinion, to say the least. And we've been close ever since. It's like a little sister or a niece. More like the little sister that I never had. Oh God, you're just like Carissa. You were just like Carissa. Ridiculous.